The NFL just put the Chiefs back in the spotlight with a new schedule, and we're going to talk about it.
You're listening to All Chiefed Up.
What's happening, Chiefs Kingdom? Welcome in, welcome in. The schedule for the 2025-26 season has been released, and there's some fun stuff on there, so we're going to talk about it a little bit today. Appreciate you guys being here with me. Do me a favor, hit the like button and all that good stuff. Get this out to as many people as you can. Let's have a little bit of fun tonight talking Chiefs, baby, because I'm excited. Now that we know the path in front of the Chiefs to get back to the Super Bowl, we have a lot to unwrap, so it's going to be fun. But yeah, hopefully you guys are doing well. Good to see you. And I'm sure you guys have saw the leaks all day long. They can't just put the schedule out at one damn time. They have to leak a little bit here and leak a little bit there and act like it's all exciting and crazy. And, you know, it's fun for a second, but eventually you're just like, just put the damn schedule up, you know? But
Guess who's back, everybody? Mike's in the house. Oh, and it's schedule leak day, Steve. Speaking of leak, I've been battling the biggest leak in the Ohio River for 2 weeks, baby. But I'm back. I'm on the wrong side of the screen, and now I'm in the rightful spot.
Everything's back to the way that it should be right now.
All Chiefed Up is back. We are back. Look at this house, Steve. Does it look like it was under 4 feet of water, or does it look like a pro fixed it?
It looks like it was under 4 feet. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, come on. I work so hard. Hey, it's good to be back. On a day like today, good to be back. How's everybody doing out there? Hit that like button for your boy, Mike. He's back.
It's good to have you back. Let's talk about it.
Horned up to be back is what
Let's talk about this last week. It's been pretty slow, obviously. It's been a little over a week, I guess. You've been working on everything at the house, just full all day, every day. I did a little bit here and there. I got a lot of short content released. Did one video, did one live stream. But now we can get back at it, man, and right on time. Got the schedule released today, so we know kind of what path the Chiefs have going forward. And then pretty soon it's going to be OTAs, camp, all that stuff, man. It's about time to get back in the swing of it. Pretty excited about it. But yeah, Mike, everyone saw the schedule, I'm sure. And you saw that the Chiefs are still the Chiefs. They're still that team. They're in the spotlight. They're America's real team, not Dallas. No one cares about the freaking Eagles. Literally, it's still the Chiefs. You're going to play on Christmas. You're going to play on Thanksgiving. You're going to play a million Monday night and Sunday night games. There might be one, maybe two noon games on that entire schedule. Oh, and don't forget, you're opening the season in Brazil. Like, they literally have the Chiefs everywhere. Chiefs are still the Chiefs, man.
The Brazil.
It's kind of what I wanted to talk about. It's kind of what I want to talk about.
Yeah, I didn't think we were going to have any, overseas matchups, I guess. I didn't want to say Brazil because it could have went anywhere.
Brazil.
Or wherever. But it's kind of odd that they put the Chiefs overseas again. But that just shows the worldwide popularity, whether or not people want to admit it or not. Either you love the Chiefs
they're
or
the
you
greatest.
hate the Chiefs.
They're the greatest.
The greatest.
Of all time. Why wouldn't they do that? That's the show. People want to see that.
How wild is it? Look, we opened the season with Brazil, a 425 game against the Eagles, a Super Bowl rematch, a Sunday night football game at the Giants in week 3, and then in week 5, a Monday night football game, and in week 6, another Sunday nighter, week 8, another Monday night game. We play like 6 games in prime time before our bye week, which bye week is week 10. I'd posted up today that bye week was week 8. Nate Taylor had posted that up today saying that bye week was week 8.
He was wrong, you know. It happens.
He was wrong.
Sometimes.
Hey, it happens. It happens. But people were like, you guys are wrong about that. I'm like, well, Nate Taylor said it. I don't know what to tell you. But it's wrong.
It'll be okay.
And the Commanders game got flipped. And look, why are you arguing? I'm glad we got a week 10 bye.
Hell yeah, dude. I thought when I first saw the 8,
yeah,
I was like, again?
Irritated by that.
Like, we get another early bye? Like, no, I'm okay with the 10. I'm excited about that. I see some of you guys in the chat said you haven't seen the schedule yet. Mike has it right here. We even have a little better graphic of it if you want to use one that I think Chiefs Blitz made right here. It's got all the little logos.
There we go.
So shout out Chiefs Blitz. But let's talk about this here. But you know what? Before we get to that, I saw something that I want to address, Mike. And you know what that is?
What do you got?
I see that Shane's in the house, baby. Let's go with the 10 bomb.
Shane.
He says, yo, Mike, good to see you, brother. So happy to see you fellas live again. Wish I could have flew out there and helped you repair the house, Mike. I'm ready for the Super Bowl rematch. Oh, hey, Shane. Good to see you too, brother.
Yeah, Steve. It's okay.
They're tired of me. I only one video and one live stream, and they're already tired of me. They want to see you. I guess you're the more handsome, smart, great brother.
No, I'm just the one they love to hate. No, Shane, I appreciate you. Shane reached out to me a few times, checked in. Appreciate you, brother. He did. Brian Perry. A lot of people did. A lot of the ACU crew reached out to me, and a lot of people donated. A lot of people done a lot of things. Didn't hear from a lot of our actual Chiefs content family, which I thought was a little rude. But other than that, I guess they're working. Yeah, they're working, I guess. Who knows? But yeah, appreciate you guys. It sucked, and I'm not done. Like, I made sure I got this room and my bedroom done first because I wanted to get back with you guys. My bathroom, kitchen, and living room is a complete disaster.
I'm still got a lot of work to do.
I'm walking on plywood. But you know what? This
It's
room
okay.
looks great.
It's okay because you can come in here and get on a live stream. That's all that freaking matters, okay? We can get some content.
That's why I did
out.
it. My girlfriend was like, you fix that room first? I'm like, of course.
Appreciate the 10 bomb, Shane. And then we got KT Lee here, member for 18 months, says, I've missed the F out of y'all, not gonna shit. Yeah, dude. It kind of was weird going that long without the normal, flow of things. But like I said, I did my best to kind of plug in all that. And of course, Mike's the full-time one here. I'm the part-time one usually. So it was kind of difficult. And plus, I'll tell you what, no other Chiefs creators probably reached out, Mike, because it's been a full-time job just trying to find something to freaking talk about.
That's probably
like there ain't shit going on, dude.
Yeah.
It's been so dead. And it's just like, what do I even talk about? If I go live with everybody, what are we even talking about here?
I want to take that statement back because I did hear from two. I heard from Lance from The Spoken actually wrote me.
See, you were being rude for no reason.
Lance did. I'm sorry. Lance did. I misspoke. And Marcus Dash actually wrote me too.
And you got his name right this time, bro.
Yeah. Marcus, respected those two guys. Like, they reached out to me, asked me if I needed anything. They were awesome. Appreciated everybody for doing that.
Well, let's get back to the freaking schedule here because that's what we're here for. Week 1, so for you guys that haven't seen it, here it is. The Chargers.
Friday
Week 1. Night. It's a Friday night game in Brazil.
Steve, let's talk about each individual game, shall we?
Yeah.
Week 1, Brazil Chargers. I seen some slapnut online today say, out of every divisional game played this year, everybody has to play all the 4 away. But the Chiefs are the only team in the league that didn't get a true away game. Of course, it would be the Chiefs because the league fixes it. And I'm like, oh, so they traveled 4,000 miles away from home, as did the other team, and that doesn't counteract it. And by the time, if you want to go back and look at how many times we play in LA versus the Chargers, 80% of the stadium's wearing red anyway. I don't think you can make that argument there.
Right. Well, let me put a couple things into perspective for this slap nut real quick. First of all, the Chiefs are a top 10 strength of schedule. Okay.
Easily.
So it should be higher. I'm not sure what that metrics they used to go by, but they were around 10, maybe even 11, but they were still towards the top of the batch there. And also, there was this nice statistic that someone put out. It was how many miles each team had to travel this season. And let me tell you something. I'll tell you listen to how lopsided this is. Number 1 was the Chargers at like 38,000 plus miles.
Right. Well, they're on the coast, right?
Okay. And then the Chiefs, they were in there too. They were probably like 8, somewhere in that range, and it was 28,000 miles.
Did you see who was dead last?
The Bengals only travel 8,000 miles the entire season.
I will travel more than the Bengals.
What are we talking about
this season?
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like, what did they even do? Did they play every home game?
They didn't even get to double digits. 8,700 miles, I believe.
Yeah. Like, it's out of control. Like, I guess every game's at Cincinnati. Maybe the away games for them were like the Colts and the Browns.
They do play the Browns in Pittsburgh. That's kind of close.
Man, they don't do nothing.
No.
You know what? They've sucked so bad lately, they're trying to revive them. They're like, can we get the Bengals to actually be competitive?
Are just flat out babied.
Dude, they want that competitiveness back because the AFC is more fun when the Bengals are competitive, right? The Bengals actually knocked the Chiefs off one time and actually got to the Super Bowl. Otherwise, it's just been the Chiefs show.
Lamar can't do it.
So Lamar can't do it. Josh Allen can't do it. Joe Burrow did it one time. Joe Burrow did it one time. So you know what? Let's stroke them. Let's make everything easy for them. Try to get them back in there.
Don't be stroking it.
But you know what? Nobody cares.
Yeah, nobody really cares, man.
Okay, yeah, but week one, fun. Get to start the season off.
Steve, what are we doing? 1-0?
Yeah, of course. Unusual night, and it's in Brazil, so pretty cool. It's a little spectacle, right? But yeah, it'll be the second game, I guess, that the entire NFL world will see because there's a opener on Thursday night. But so that's it. But yeah, I want to know. And this is the game. I put a poll up, guys. And I said, what game are you most excited for this season? Is it the season opener in Brazil versus the Chargers? Is it the Super Bowl rematch in week 2? Is it the Thanksgiving Day game against the Cowboys? Or is it the Christmas night game against the Donkeys? And me, hands down, Michael, week 2 versus the Eagles, the rematch. That's the one I'm pumped for. And it looks like everybody else is too. 50% of the voters have voted that game as well. What do you think about rematching the freaking Eagles in week 2? What do you think about it? Because personally, I love it. I've heard enough of their dumb fans over and over. They're still going. It doesn't matter. You put out a piece of Chiefs content online, there's got to be at least 2 comments. It's like, fly, Eagles, fly, or go Birds, or like, F off. No one cares about you.
Yeah, those dudes are going to live off that game to the end of time.
Until the Chiefs, look, listen here, guys.
Oh, here we go.
Chiefs, please, for the love of God, if somebody from the organization or even someone that can talk to anybody in the organization is watching, let them see this. If you have any damn self-respect, you will go out and lay the smack down on the Eagles. It won't even be close. You'll embarrass them in front of God and everybody because they have earned it. They have been nothing but slap nuts and a pain in the ass. So please, for the love of God, put some respect on your own name, Kansas City. Get out there and beat some ass this game. And it's early in the season. Shut them up right off the bat and let's go.
I agree. They do have us traveling back from Brazil. We actually get one less day of rest than the Eagles, who open their season up at home, because they're going to get to drop the banner.
Right. Well, rightfully so.
So everything kind of favors the Eagles. They're coming off a short week, but it's week 2 of the season. I mean, you can't be using every little bitty tiny excuse like, well, they get an extra day of rest. They get this. It's like at some point,
I don't care.
Look, you didn't earn the extra day of rest because you got your ass whooped.
Look, I don't care.
Look, let's go in there at Arrowhead, our first true home game of the year, and whip up on them pretty bad. Let's send Nick Sirianni out again, cussing like he always does.
Yeah, dude.
They suck. Let's end that. I think that we will. This is going to be the second game, though, that we open up with a brand new left tackle, presumably, be it a rookie or a free agent that is a little bit unproven. Well, and you're now going against Khalil Mack in week 1. And you're going to get the Eagles in week 2. So
they
it's
lost Milton Williams.
Fire.
They lost Sweat. It's not the same defensive line you saw in the Super Bowl. Now, they did add some pieces. Got Giod Campbell now, who's a good speed rusher. Can come off the edge there. They got some. They're still going to be good. But either way, I don't care if they have the world's best team ever assembled. If you have any damn self-respect, you go out there and you smack them in the damn mouth, and you do it right off the bat in front of the world.
I agree. I think the Chiefs open up 2-0. So that brings us to week 3 at the New York Giants. And this will be played on, is it Monday night or Sunday night? I think it's a Sunday night game. This is why I had this one up.
That's fine.
It's a Sunday night football game. So, so Sunday night football, Steve. So this is the third game of the year, and this is now going to be the second game that is going to be completely primetime. And actually the other one I think was, a 4:25 game. So, I mean, it's going to be the only one showed on probably... It's played in Arrowhead, so it'll be shown on CBS probably.
Who cares?
Right. So here we are again with the Giants. Brian Daboll, he's an Andy Reid disciple. I don't see why the Giants should be that big of a deal. Now, they do have some young pass rushers. They can maybe give our line's now going to have to play 2 pretty good defensive lines, and they should be gelling by week 3. Our offense should be back, and even if, say, for example, Rashee Rice can't get going early, say they give him a few weeks precautionary, and he don't get back just, right off the rip, maybe this is about the time you'll start seeing Rashee Rice ease back in a little bit more too, and he might not have a pitch count on him. So I don't think they have a problem handling the Giants in week 3.
Absolutely not, baby. 3-0. There's not much to say about that one. I think if the Chiefs can come out and take care of business against the divisional rival and then turn around and take care of business in the Super Bowl rematch, I think the Giants is that week where it's like, let's just go win a game and not worry too much about it.
Did you find it odd that they put a matchup versus the Giants in week 3 on Sunday Night Football? Like, what makes the Giants
honestly, I tell you why they did. Because they absolutely front-loaded the shit out of the Chiefs' schedule. Like if you look at the Chiefs' schedule, their first like 8 weeks is unreal. It's a freaking just.
But the Giants aren't that good.
That's what I'm saying. But you know what? They can't put the Chiefs through the ringer blatantly. Let's throw in the Giants. Let's sprinkle them in there in the middle.
You
that
think it's
way,
because
if they,
maybe Russell Wilson has a chance to start?
dude, I don't know, but pull the schedule back up. Pull the schedule back up. Just we'll keep going on what we're doing, but just can you please just look at the first 8 weeks here?
Yeah.
You got 2 divisional games, one with the Chargers, one with the Raiders. You got one, maybe 2. We'll say 2 weak games, right? You got the Giants, you got the Jags.
Giants and the Jags.
But the Jags are just a year removed from being a playoff team, and then you have the team that was in the NFC Championship, the team that was in the Super Bowl, the team that should have been in the NFC Championship, and then the team that did we play?
Yeah.
No, that was
You're
either way.
playing
Baltimore's always a
basically-
contender.
You're playing basically the top 3 teams in the NFC in the first 8 games, and you
Oh
get
yeah.
you get 2 playoff teams coming out of the AFC division.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's only the Raiders were pretty close. I think they'll be pretty close this year.
And week 9, it don't get any easier. We should might as well just put that up to the bye, right?
Yeah.
Like up until the bye week, the Chiefs' schedule is pretty intense. So that Giants game, I feel like was sprinkled in there as they're not all. We didn't do that.
Yeah, week 4 at home versus the Ravens. We've got us sitting at 3-0. I think it's 3-0. This is where we could potentially take our first loss. The Chiefs tend to play a little worse at home than they do on the road, it seems, over the past few years. And also, this is a regular season game in which that's when all these quarterbacks like Lamar and everybody give us their best shot because they can't beat us in the playoffs.
Agreed. And
So I feel like if there is a loss in the first 4 weeks, the Ravens might be one to look at.
well, aren't they
Although-
due one? They're due one against the Chiefs. Kinda.
Yeah, I mean, look at last year to open up the game. We won by a toe. I mean, it was
toenail.
that close. It was a toenail, and they're still crying about it to this day. So I do think that they have a sense of revenge. Did we beat them in the playoffs this year? I don't think so. I can't remember.
No, I think Buffalo had
been
to
a
play
while.
them, right? We played
Right.
the winner.
Yeah,
of
it
those
was the
two?
year
Was that
before we
right?
knocked
I
them
don't
out of the
remember.
playoffs. That's when
AFC
Snead punched the ball
Championship.
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they've got a little bit of something to play for. I think if we lose in the first 3 or 4 weeks, it may be the Ravens. That's the one I would. But I really think we should win that game.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, I want to see a little more horniness from you guys. We have the schedule. The Chiefs, we know what we're doing. We know what we're doing this year. Football's almost back. A couple more months of BS hot weather, and then we're back at it, baby. We'll be getting back into preseason. And officially, football season's going to be the fall. I mean, that's the best time of year, right? So get a little horn, hit the like button, get this out to more people. Only 48 people hit the like button. That is unacceptable. We're going to need at least 100 of you, like ASAP. So hit that thing real quick if you don't care. Yeah, but I still don't want to go with I don't want to go with a loss there. I still think that the Chiefs have the Baltimore Ravens number. So unless Clyde Edwards-Helaire fumbles a ball on a game-winning, like not a game-winning drive, but a game-sealing drive, where all you got to do is get one first down and then kneel the game out, they haven't beat us in forever. So
Right. Well, here's what I'll say. I'll say that last year was a pretty epic, for us to be like as much struggles as we thought we had last year, because we went through a lot. We went through the ringer with close games and injuries and all kinds of crap.
of course we did.
And we still won a lot of games. We lost 2. I don't think history is going to repeat itself 2 years in a row. So we may lose some of these close ones this year, because how much karma can we have built up at this point? I think the NFL is going to be out to prove that any close game this year, they're not going to give us the benefit of the doubt with the calls. I think they're going to try to separate that a little bit. Maybe they're putting us on prime time to make that an example of us, is what I'm scared of. To let's put them on prime time every week and show the league that we don't favor them. We actually screw them over pretty often.
This kind of goes along with what Warpaint's saying in the chat, though. But I think this year, Kansas City, they're going to have to dominate teams. They're going to have to win, convincingly, and not just pull off these wins at the last minute, which is great because you want to be the team that knows how to win when you have
The
to.
Chiefs
do it.
don't routinely become a cohesive unit until week 9, 10, 11 sometimes as well. Like, you do
Right.
not see our best football super early a lot.
But here's the thing, man. If you look at the Chiefs roster and the way they were shaped up last year, they went 15-2 and then they lost in the Super Bowl. So all year long, so what is it? What is that? They won 1-2. So 17-3 was their entire record. So think about that for a second. That was with an endless amount of injuries, just one thing after another. They lost their wide receiver 1. There was never a left tackle. It was always trying to figure out what was happening at left tackle.
Yeah.
There was all kinds of injuries, dude. It was nonstop. They had to change their entire offensive strategy for the entire season more than once. You know, they lost Pacheco to the broken ankle, had to get Kareem Hunt in there. So many things played into that team probably playing so many close games, and probably why their offense was so stagnant and almost boring to watch at times, because they were literally trying to piece it back together, like actively through the season. Like everything they prepared for through the entire offseason was thrown out the window. Right. So, I mean, if you look at that, now you still have that same nucleus of the Chiefs team that we had last year. If you have them healthy, and God forbid all that injury crap happen again, but if you have them healthy, and then you have a better left tackle, whether it's Jalen Moore or Josh Simmons, if he were to be able to work his way back in faster than people think, it could be another 15-2 year. It could be something crazy because, I mean, the Chiefs team is that good, in my opinion. And I think the offense is going to get back to more of the Chiefs of old, maybe.
Yeah, here's what I'll say. If the left tackle position and the offensive line comes together very well by week 4, and by very well, I mean maybe 75, 80% of what they'll look like at the end of the year. If we've dodged a lot of injuries and if Rashee Rice has came back and playing at a pretty high level, I'll give us the win. If none of that is true, I think it's going to be tough to beat the Ravens. I think they got a lot more to play for, and I believe by week 4, the Chiefs and the Ravens will have gelled a little bit more, and I think that they have more to play for, and they could probably squeak one out.
Well, let's leave that one teeter-tottering on the fence there. How about that?
Right.
Let's move
so
on.
Week 5, we're going to Jacksonville, Steve.
Beating Jacksonville.
And that game is actually going to be played on Monday Night Football, which is another odd game. I feel like putting the Giants on primetime with us and the Jags on primetime with us is very strange. But look, this is Liam Cohen playing against the big dog in the NFL. This is going to be his first huge game probably at home on Monday Night Football. You get to see Travis Hunter. They paid a crap ton for him in the draft. Okay, so we're going to get to see Travis Hunter. We're going to get to see, Liam Cohen's offense. I think it'll be a good game. I don't see a blowout coming there by any means right now. Of course, we don't know what anybody looks like, but I mean, we don't usually blow teams out, so you can just about say that as well. I think it'll be a close game, but I do think we should win that one. I wouldn't have any problem putting us at 4-1 right now. At worst, 5-0, obviously, at best.
Yeah, I'm with you. Dub Freak, man, there's nothing, not realistic about saying the Chiefs can beat the Eagles in week 2. Like, if I just can't get on board with the fact that the Eagles are that's that much better than the Chiefs. I think like it was like the worst day for the Chiefs and the best day for the Eagles. Like everything played into their hands. That game, 5 out of 6 times is not going that way. It's just not.
The Eagles could have beat us. Okay, look, if you would have played a 3-4 game series, the Chiefs, I think, should have won the series. But I don't think it would have been like a 4-0 sweep or something out of a best of 7.
No.
There's no way either team would have done that.
But I'm saying that blowout was an outlier from hell.
Look,
that's
they were
not
better
going to
than
happen.
us, but that blowout, it doesn't usually happen. The Chiefs fed right into a game plan, and Andy Reid kind of fed right into what they wanted.
And he never adjusted.
They got a perfect storm, too. It kind of looked just like the Brady matchup with the Bucs. They found a weakness.
They got a couple
Chiefs
ticky-tacky calls to extend drives and scored points off of them.
So,
yeah, and then Mahomes started handing the ball away like it was free candy.
Yeah, it's not taking anything away from the Eagles, but to just say that the Eagles are just so much in a different class is just out of, like, you don't know ball if you're saying that. You just don't.
No.
The Eagles can be beat any week by any team, the same way the Chiefs can. It's the NFL.
If you're saying that, you're an Eagles fan and or a Chiefs hater. Like that's it.
I mean, you can have the look, you can say that. I'm not going to say you're the stupidest person in the world, but you better hope the stupidest person in the world don't die.
Yeah.
Because you're up next.
All right, let's move forward. Jags, that game's going to the Chiefs, right? So pop it back up. Now, this one's where it gets interesting. This is going to be a good game, right? And they're a little disgruntled because the way they went out last year, everybody said that the Lions were going to the Super Bowl. They were the best team ever, right? They were just killing everybody. They were so good. This is the best team ever assembled. And then they shit the bed in the playoffs.
The Lions were, in so many ways last year, they were America's team for the biggest part. They were actively rooting for the Lions to get to the Super Bowl and beat the Chiefs. That was the one, that was everybody's hope. of beating the Chiefs.
The average football fan was bricked up over the Lions last year. They thought they were the coolest thing ever, right? And here's the thing: I told you all season long last year that they weren't going to the Super Bowl. I told you the Eagles. I told you the Eagles would be there. I told you way early on in the season last year because Dan Campbell, he just ain't gonna. He's not gonna do it, fellas. They might beat us in the regular season, but I just don't see the Lions actually getting to a Super Bowl and doing anything. Not with a coach that reminds me even the slightest bit of Brendan Staley. I just don't see that.
How much would last year have changed if the Rams wouldn't have kind of just fumbled the ball away a few times randomly in that snow game with the Eagles in the playoffs? Because I think they could have beat the Eagles.
Oh, I thought if the Eagles were not going to make it to the Super Bowl, it was going to be a loss there.
Right. I thought the Rams, they were a dark horse team last year for me to make a move. And really the Commanders come out of nowhere. I didn't think Jaden Daniels would do that. I don't know if they'll repeat what they did last year. It kind of feels like now that they've got a little bit of a target.
Now that they realize, hey, we have a quarterback that is competent and he's in a rookie contract, let's stack our team up like these other teams.
They're going to do the Texans.
And the Eagles. They're doing the same things those teams do.
So do you give the Chiefs a win in week 6 or not? I think by week 6, the Chiefs are –
let's put it this way. They're going to take an L either week 4 or week 6, more than likely. I would say that's a pretty good chance there.
So you just want to call it 5-1 and be done?
Let's call it 5-1 and go on to the Raiders.
Okay, well, the Raiders, I'm giving the Raiders at Arrowhead. I'm going to say we beat the Raiders in week 7.
Absolutely.
Well, there's not a lot to talk about. We're going to talk the Raiders to death. We'll talk about them more in week 18. So I'm going to say we're 6-1 right here. We're going versus the Commanders in week 8.
I think you take the dub there. I do.
That's going to be a great game. I really do. But I think Spags will have something up his sleeve for Jaden Daniels.
I think the caliber of AFC to NFC still is different.
Me too. I think by week 8, you're going to see a guy that not a lot of people liked when they drafted him. I think you're going to see Ashton Gelati is going to be turned on by then.
Right.
That may be his coming out party game.
Yeah.
Write it down. He can catch him. He's got some wheels on him. He can catch Jaden Daniels and get him off the edge.
Speaking of the Commanders, it kind of brings me up another point about the Super Bowl last year. The Chiefs, man, they played Buffalo in a hard-fought game to even get to the Super Bowl, right? It was and the Eagles were over there playing recess, blowing out a team that shouldn't even have been in the NFC Championship.
Yeah, they were just lucky to be there, man.
Yeah, they were just blowing them the hell out. They weren't even trying, so they basically had three bye weeks in a row.
Hey, man, I will say, though, if the Chiefs would have got the matched up with the Commanders, we wouldn't have blew them out. Andy just won't do it.
I don't know. I think in that spot, I don't think that rookie was ready for that spotlight, and that team was just not as good.
I felt like in the Super Bowl, if it would have been roles reversed, and we would have just come out and everything would have went our way, and the Eagles were just having the worst game of their life.
It would have been a blowout the other way.
It could have been, but I think Andy would have took his foot off the gas, and I think it would have actually got closer there at the end.
Oh yeah,
when Mahomes put up those trash points at the end, that would have been the Eagles pulling it within 3. During the final drive, because
that's the difference between trying to have a little bit of class and just being classless like Nick Sirianni.
Yeah, I think sometimes you got to just beat a team.
I think so too.
You got to beat the crap out of them. So okay, let's call it 7-1.
Going against Buffalo. Buffalo regular season to L.
It's an L. We cannot beat Buffalo in the regular season. What is it? I don't know. We'll call it an L just for the sake. And look, if they win this one, it's very possible they could lose week 6. If they was to win those 2, it's very possible. I guess you could lose to the Commanders or somebody like that.
We're just going to go, I think 6-2.
Would it be 7-2? We're in week 9.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, 7-2. Yeah, 7-2 sounds fair at the bye week. I think so. I like that. So let's keep going.
Let's get into the
I think they win. They win the bye week. They win the bye week here. No big deal. It's kind of like playing the Raiders for a third time, right?
Yeah, so we're playing the Raiders for the third time in week 10. We'll take that fictional dub. So 7-2 going against, this is the first time we're going to play Sean Payton, Bo Nix, and it's going to be at Mile High. I don't know what they call it now. What's it called? Like the Walmart supermarket? What is
Neighborhood market?
The neighborhood market. We're going up to the neighborhood market.
Yeah,
Look,
just real quick. Cold Jimmy. No one's using excuses for Andy Reid's poor game planning by saying class. That is not what was said. So quit twisting stuff and chill out, Cold Jimmy. Take a cold shower. Get that wiener soft, and let's stop talking about dumb stuff.
What are you talking about?
Because I said to Andy in a Super Bowl, and that I don't think he would have blown our team out like that.
No, he wouldn't have.
Absolutely wouldn't have. Nick Sirianni, on the other hand, douchebag. He was trying to make it worse.
Yeah, they loved.
That's all I was
doing
saying.
it.
Now, regardless, Andy Reid had the worst game plan I've ever seen in my life at that game in the Super Bowl, Cold Jimmy. So no one's protecting Andy Reid's bad game planning.
If you've watched this channel over
stating a fact,
5 seconds about football coverage, you know that we were probably the hardest on Andy Reid in that game plan.
Yeah, that was poor. That was piss poor. That was definitely a coaching loss there.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about Sean Payton, Stephen, going up to the neighborhood market. You can't breathe up there. It's really high. You'll get altitude sickness just for going into Colorado, right? Like just getting into Denver, you may pass out. You may need some kind of drugs or, like a water, what do they call it? Those little water bags they give you.
I don't know.
So you don't dehydrate yourself. A little IV, okay? That's what they need.
Did you say a water bag?
Yeah, what's in that? A little bit of saline or something. Who knows? Look, I'm going to go ahead. Do you think... there's no way the Chiefs go 6-0 versus this division this year, right? This division is getting better. I don't care what anybody says.
5-1.
I'm not saying that Tom Brady stinks. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to preface it by that. Tom Brady was great. But the way the AFC East laid down and took it for Tom Brady for about 15 years, you're not seeing that from the AFC West. You've got potentially right now 4 Hall of Fame coaches in the AFC West.
Oh, yeah, it's insane. Like
Harbaugh, if they go back about his NCAA, what he'd done at Michigan, he's a lock to probably be in some kind of a Hall of Fame.
It's totally different because, back when Brady was doing his thing at New England, those teams literally laid down and spread their cheeks out. They didn't care.
Yeah, they didn't care.
And the AFC West has been gunning at the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes since they figured out that he's whooping their ass. Like, this is not a recent thing. They're just now starting to do it a smarter way, but they went out throwing money at people like Khalil Mack and like everybody they could get in that division.
They were even going out and getting like John Gruden as a coach. They have been trying everything to knock off
But
Mahomes.
now both teams, I think they're kind of taking a page out of Denver's playbook because Denver's doing it the right way. They went out, they got a good coach. They got rid of the dumb stuff with Russell Wilson. They started going through the draft. They're building it slowly, but they're getting there. They got a good young team with good coaching staff. And I think that the Raiders are like, hey, I think we're going to have to go that route too.
Look, Pete Carroll, Chip Kelly, they're going to be fine. Like, they're going to be decent. And again, that quarterback they went out and grabbed, very familiar with running Pete Carroll's offense. And now they got Ashton Genty, who looks like,
beast.
The beast they had up there in Seattle for the Super Bowl years.
Yeah.
Dude, I think they're going to be a pretty good team by the end of the year.
Yeah, for sure, man. I missed a couple of these here. We got 2 horned up, Mike, but we got a 20 bomb from Flapjack, first of all. Says he's donating 20 to change your pick on us losing to Buffalo, to us beating Buffalo.
Okay.
Sure. We're 8-1.
We're 8-1 now. Flapjack came in with the bomb, and he said, look, it's 8-1.
We got a 2 bomb from Eric Humphreys here. I think I missed this one. He said, stop being so conservative, Casey's going 14-3. We're well on our way to that, Eric. We're on our way.
We're 8-1. I mean,
yeah, for sure.
We're fine.
Our boy Doug in the house, member for 20 freaking months, says, glad to see you back, Magic Mike and Chiefs football around the corner. Let's freaking go.
Let's go, baby.
Let's go, baby. Good to see you, Doug. And then our girl Nikki here, member for 20 months as well. She said, not just you, Douglas.
Nikki.
Me too. She said, we have missed our ACU lives. Glad you're back. We miss doing these too. And they're not the same. Like, it's still fun to get on here and talk to everybody by yourself. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy doing that. But it's not the same. It's like there's just something missing. It's not normal.
Miss a little Magic Mike. Steve, I worked hard during the draft. And the good Lord said, I'm going to send a flood your way, and you're not Noah, so you're not having an ark built.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
the irony of us having an ark in Kentucky and none of y'all using that thing.
That was my point. I was like, they said we were dumb for building an ark over here, and hey, we should have been using it.
Julia says she thinks Bo Nix could have a bit of a sophomore slump. That would be kind of funny, honestly. But you know what, Julia?
I think
it could, but I also think that Bo Nix is such like a game manager, not flashy quarterback, that he'd be one that can just kind of stay steady.
Well, look, we called that with C.J. Stroud. We said he would have a little bit of a slump. And
I think it's coming for Jaden Daniels, too. I just do.
Jaden Daniels might be more because, like what you just said, the Commanders are going to try to stack up now. Mm-hmm. And so they put everything on C.J. Stroud, built around him and said, go get it. I don't think Sean Payton is dumb enough to do that with Bo Nix. I think he's going to keep building it. He's just not going to give it to Bo Nix and say, here's the keys, go win it. Right. He's not doing it. So I think they'll treat it a little better.
Now, hey, real quick, I do have to point out that horrendous draft pick, though.
Which one? RJ?
No. RJ, I'm fine with. A lot of people had RJ higher than a lot of the analysts and stuff because RJ, he's kind of a beast. He's a little
Harvey
small,
round. Well, they took him round 3, right?
Yeah, I can't even remember the guy's name. Pat something. He's a receiver that ran like a 4.8 40. And they took him in like the 3rd round.
Was it Pat Bryant, Illinois?
Yeah, that one.
Look, I will say that he had some good film. Like,
Come
he
on,
could catch
no.
the ball.
They could have signed him as a UDFA.
It was a little overhyped. Did you know that when the draft process first started, I want to say Pat Bryant was ranked like the number 10th or 11th wide receiver by PFF. That he fell off that hard, but he was up there.
Come on, bro.
Maybe the Broncos just stopped scouting after like October.
I'm not saying I could stop Pat Bryant from catching the football, but I could hang with him, I think, for most of the route.
No Williams will shut him down.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay, look, so we're going to give – you think we're going to go 5-1 in the division? I think we're going to be closer to 4-2.
4-2, 5-1, something like that. The same old every year the Chiefs aren't going to win the division, the Chargers are going to win it, or whoever, whatever. It's all bullshit, and we all know it, and it's not that yet. Okay, maybe one day in the future when Patrick Mahomes retires, we can go ahead and start saying that stuff. But for now, just stop. It's still the Chiefs division.
Look, every year a team beats us. Last year it was the Broncos got one over on us. The year before it was the Raiders got one over us on Christmas. Is it the Chargers year, or are the Chargers good enough that maybe they should just get a dub and we split with them, and then it goes back to say the Raiders' turn and the Broncos don't win this year? Like, it really doesn't matter. So let's just say we take a loss here.
Let's just to be fair, it's kind of a generalization because we haven't got that far yet. But I'll say they'll split with Denver and the Chargers and beat the Raiders both times.
Okay, I was thinking one of the Raiders or the Chargers.
And that's pushing it for me.
Sweep.
And that's pushing it for me. I think that they could sweep
the Chargers could be good by week 18, and the Chiefs may be sitting on a playoff spot and not play anybody.
You mean the Raiders?
Yeah, the Raiders. So we may just lose that game like we did the Denver last year.
Ooh, I do like that. So let's say sweep the Chargers.
Yeah, I think we sweep the Chargers. So I think we have to split one here. So let's just say we lose at home and we win, or we win at home, lose in Denver. So let's call this a loss. So we're to 8-2. I think we beat the Colts. That's 9-2. Let's get to Thanksgiving, Steve. We're 9-2, right?
10-2 after Thanksgiving. Let's keep it moving.
Okay, 10-2 Thanksgiving. Oh, did you count Thanksgiving?
You're just counting of course they're playing the Cowboys.
But I wanted to talk about it a little bit because wasn't it just obvious that the Chiefs, they petitioned to get
everyone knew that was happening now.
They petitioned to get the entire Super Bowl, the Chiefs Christmas stuff.
Yeah,
right?
the Chiefs wanted to play every year on Christmas.
And they said no.
And nay. But then they do it anyway.
It was only a matter of time before you put America's team on America's Day. This is a battle for America right now.
It's not 4th of July, bro. It's Thanksgiving.
Yeah, but this is when America's team plays, right? And I think the new America's team versus the old America's team,
it's a
battle for America. It's like 1776 right now.
America. But like here's the thing. Dallas is always a decent team in the regular season, right? They're not terrible, but they're not good. I just don't see it. In front of the whole world on Thanksgiving, Patrick Mahomes will be damned if he loses to Dak Prescott.
Let's hope. Yeah. So, let's say we'll go 11-2. That puts us to the Texans week 14. The Texans almost beat us last year. We beat them twice, though, right?
Yes.
But they got close in one of them. Maybe even the playoff game was closer.
I think the Texans could potentially be a little bit better than they were last year.
Yeah, I think so too.
I do think that CJ Stroud's good enough to get his footing, and I don't think he's ever going to have another year like his rookie season. I mean, he could, but I just don't see it happening. But I think he's going to be better than last year. Right. Like I think he's going to settle a bit.
So I think this is about the time in the season where the Chiefs narrowly escape Dallas. And then we drop 2 in a row here, and everybody panics. This is the panic portion of the schedule.
No, they're not going to lose back-to-back.
This is when they have to get it right, Steve.
No, I go ahead and give the win against the Texans.
You can't give the win to the Chargers because we already beat them in week 1. You said you're splitting it.
Okay, then they're beating the Texans. They're not losing 2 in a row.
Okay, so you think every big matchup we're taking, We're not losing to the Eagles, the Ravens, the Lions, the
We
Bills,
gave 'em- we
or
took-
the Texans.
Well, technically, we took 2 early, and then Flapjack paid us $20 to switch it. Okay.
So you got to make up for Flapjack.
No, I don't have to make up for that because Flapjack made up with that with a freaking.
Okay.
Who's on the $20 bill?
Andrew Jackson, maybe?
Andrew Hamilton.
Who's Andrew Jackson?
It is Andrew Jackson.
Who's Andrew Hamilton?
I just made that name up. It sounded presidential, didn't it?
Okay, look, so we'll give the Texans the win. We got to take the loss in week 15. We got to take the loss in week 15.
Okay, I got you. I thought you were saying we're going to give the Texans.
Steve, we're going to be at the Titans game. We have to go back and defend our honor in Tennessee.
Yeah, and we're going to defend it well. Okay, they're not losing to the Texans.
Yeah, we're going to beat Tennessee. We had the split here with the Broncos, but we give them the win earlier, so we'll take the win. And then we're going to say
we're
the Chiefs
sitting
lose
everybody
to the
out because we
Raiders.
got the 1 seed.
Right, so we've lost. What's the final verdict there? We lost again. We give a loss
1,
against
2,
3.
So 14-3. That's
14-3. 14-3.
Right on the money.
13-4. One of those two.
Look, Eric.
Yeah.
I'll be damned, huh?
Dang, right there.
Sometimes you just have to have a little patience, Eric. We'll get there.
Have a little faith.
We'll get there. Have a little faith in your
And
boys
honestly,
here.
look, let's be honest. We're all a bunch of homers. We can lose 8 games, but we're all going to say we're going to win every game by 3 touchdowns.
8 games, my ass. TGZ with the 2 bomb says 20-0. Minshew balls out in week 18 at Las Vegas. # never a doubt.
Hey, Minshew does have a reason to beat up on the Raiders, right?
Look, I'll tell you why I like Gardner Minshew being on this team. And I think this is the thing. Gardner Minshew has balls. If he has nothing else in this world, he has a mustache that's pretty cool and balls. Gardner Minshew will sling it. He don't care. He'll throw the football. I think that a little bit of that is going to come out of him and get to Mahomes, and he's going to be like, hey, quit being a sissy and throw the football. Like, he's going to be like, hey, come on. Like, I think that Gardner Minshew could push Patrick Mahomes in the direction of, hey, dude, stop being so conservative. Quit respecting those defenses too much. Throw the effing football, brother.
I think you're right, because Carson Wentz is kind of the conservative. He's like the Prince Harry of the world. He's like,
He's
no.
probably back there. Yeah.
He's like, I'd like to drink Earl Grey tea.
He had his pinky up with his little teacup.
He's like, would you like some fish and chips for dinner, Mahomes? And he's like, don't throw that. Do the check down. No.
Like some blood pudding and beans for breakfast.
Minshew bangs. and he's banging
Minshew
it
does
out
bang.
hard in there. And look, we're going to get it together. Steve, we need a shirt on it with Minshew and says, horned up, and get Minshew on it, because he is a reason to be horned.
Look, man, I was saying this the other day, but when I have time, it's very difficult to find time to do big projects. It is. But I do want to design some new merchandise. I want to trim that store that we have and revamp it.
Yes.
Redo the whole thing. Reopen the store. Give you guys a good discount and get some cool shirts on y'all's backs out there. That'd be pretty sweet.
I want some fun ones.
Yeah.
Little
Minshew
horniness.
F's, baby. Right
Some
there
guy
on the
asked,
front.
Steve, somebody had the audacity to comment and say, why do you guys always being horned up? And I said, do you want to be
brother.
horned down?
I saw that. I saw your response.
I said, do you want to be limp peckered, no banging, no swag, okay? Or do you
we
want
don't
to be
do that
rocked up
in Chiefs
and,
Kingdom.
and pumped? Okay, that's
Good
on you.
Lord, son. What are you doing?
Right? Get it tight, or it ain't happening here. All
Let's
chipped
go.
up ain't hanging like that.
14-3 though. That's what we have them at. What do you guys have them at? I want to see it in the comments. Every one of you all put down what you think the record's going to be, because I want to see it. I'm going to go in this poll right now. I'm in the poll. 49% of you said that you are ready for that Super Bowl rematch against the Eagles, baby. And I'm right there with you. Can't wait for it. It's going to be awesome. Got to beat that ass, man. You got to defend your honor because you got
looking
embarrassed.
forward to, Steve? Is that the one game
Yes.
you're looking forward to?
100%.
You know what game? Which game on here do you think? Give me the 3 most fun games you think will be the most fun to watch.
Beating the Eagles in week 2 is going to be super fun to watch. Can't wait for that one. I think that the Chiefs and Buffalo always play a fun football game, whether the Chiefs lose or not. It's always pretty tight and it's pretty crazy, so I'll give that one to them. And then I think the other fun game is going to be probably either the Thanksgiving game or the Christmas game, just because. And here's the thing. Patrick Mahomes, every Chiefs fan on this planet, there are millions, right? Let's just say there's millions of Chiefs fans. there's a millions people's Christmas you could ruin. So that I don't think about it too much. Don't let the pressure get to you, but don't ruin everybody's freaking Christmas. Otherwise it's going to be a fun one.
Well, the plea didn't work 2 years ago. I'm hoping history don't repeat itself. Doesn't the Giants sort of have like the vibe of, say, the Jets game from a few years ago where Zach Wilson outplayed Mahomes?
Still won it.
Yeah, we did. But the Chiefs have this weird vibe sometimes on like primetime games to where they want to just play down. So like either the Giants or the Jags, I'm afraid, is going to be like way too close for comfort. It's going to feel weird. The fun game, I believe, is going to be, I think week 8 is going to be fun versus the Commanders. I think that could be a real fun game there. Again, that is on, let's see, that one is going to be on Monday Night Football. So Monday Night Football game at Arrowhead with Jaden Daniels and just the electricity. I think that could be a fun game. Steve, we didn't put into account that we're playing the AFC South, and Andy struggles mightily against the Colts and the Titans. We give them just 2 wins there. But those
but
two
the Titans
teams
are ass, though.
But look, the Colts, these guys win because Chris Jones says bad words.
Yeah,
okay?
That's not happening.
The league just gets them.
Just real quick, though. Once again, put what you think the Chiefs' ending record will be of this season. I want to see what everyone has to say. And when I said everyone, I meant more than 2 people. Guys, come on. Ray 15-2, Chris Wright 12-5. Y'all throw it out there. Throw it out there what you think the final record's going to be for the Chiefs. I'm going to lean towards the 14-3. Chiefs get the 1 seed. Let's do this thing again. Run it back. This time don't forget to show up for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's wrong though. You could say, was Chris Wright said 12-5? I don't think he's that far off.
Yeah, Ryan Pates
1 or 2 possessions don't go our way, man. Last year we could have had that same record.
It's true. Chief versus 13-4. Big Dames is 15-2, baby. He's going back to back 15-2 seasons. I like it. But yeah, and you're not wrong. But I do think maybe, just maybe, this offense will hum along a little better this year if there's no injuries and no bullshit. Because I think that over the entire offseason last year, they based a lot of how they wanted to run the offense. All you heard the whole time was push the ball down the field, push the ball down the field, push the ball down the field. We have Hollywood Brown. We have Xavier Worthy, push the ball down the field. And then Hollywood Brown gets hurt in the first play ever in a Chiefs uniform. So I think that kind of
hindered. Rasheed Rice was just flat out eating, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Not a crumb to be left.
Hey, that's comeback player of the year this year, baby. Mark it down.
That. Let's take him out.
Mark it down. Mark 2 things down in your little black book right now.
Rasheed Rice, comeback player of the year.
If you guys are betting, if you guys are bettors, if you guys are gamblers, if you're degenerates and you gamble all your money away, I want you to write down 2 locks for you. 1, comeback player of the year is going to be Rasheed Rice because I bet you goes for over 1,000 yards and just absolutely eats. And number 2, Patrick Mahomes is winning the MVP. The last time he got embarrassed in the Super Bowl against the freaking Bucks, what did he do? He came back with a vengeance, MVP season. He's going to do the same thing this year. He already cut his hair.
Yeah,
he lost the dad bod. He's not effing around, Mike. It's an MVP season, and I think because it's an MVP season for Mahomes, it's comeback player of the year for Rasheed Rice.
I think as a show of solidarity with Mahomes and the Chiefs and how much we have to focus this year, I think all summer long I'm going to be disciplined with them. I'm going to clean up. I'm going to clean up nicely with Mahomes.
I know. I need to lose about 20 or so pounds. So
Steve, I'll get out there and you work out with Mahomes, okay?
I'm getting old and fat, brother.
Knock off the old.
I gotta do something.
Well, you can't knock off the old. Knock off the fat. Beat the old.
Put your fat finger down.
Look, let's put your fat finger down. But look, let's go hard at it this year, and let's just in solidarity just destroy teams. That's what I want.
Yes, I'm gonna get into Mahomes mindset. The straight killer.
Steve, what do you do after this? You're like, gonna eat some pizza.
No, man. I'm gonna do some push-ups, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. But no, man, I think he's pretty focused, and I think that it's going to be a big year for the Chiefs. And hopefully they can cap it off with a Super Bowl win. Because what's the next best thing to being the first team to ever win 3 Super Bowls in a row? The first team to go to 4 and win 3.
Yeah,
I mean, come on now. Come on now.
Isn't it wild that people will actually sit here and argue that the Chiefs aren't anywhere close to a dynasty? Don't even mention that. What are you talking about?
Dude, the Chiefs have been more dominant.
Mahomes' entire career has been a dynasty.
Dude, the last decade, if you look at the last decade, the Chiefs are so dominant that the second place team's record is not even close. Like, the Chiefs are absolutely killing it. They've been to 6 Super Bowls, or 5, and lost, let's see, they lost 2 of those, right? So they won 3. They've won, like, how many AFC Championships games or AFC West titles, I meant, in a row? It's like 9 now. It's like, come on, bro. Get out of here with that. Like, if you're saying the Chiefs are not in a mid-dynasty, then you're delusional. You just are.
You got that Chiefs derangement. That's what you got.
CDS.
I like 14. I like 14-3. I think that's fair. I also think 12-5 is fair. I think when you start getting under maybe 11, 10 games, I feel like now you're getting slapnut territory. I feel like Mahomes is going to be very much ready to get to double-digit wins this year.
Got that 5-bomb from Flapjack talking about getting a little horny from Travis Kelce. He said Travis got the new body.
He's on. He's down. Everybody's getting
he's on
focused,
Ozempic.
We got to focus up.
He's on the fat shot.
We need Taylor Swift to bake us. What does she bake him? Pop-Tarts? Homemade Pop-Tarts.
Making a homemade Pop-Tart. But, hey, he lost 20 pounds, apparently. He's down 20 pounds.
She took out the carbs. She found a way to protein it up.
He's got some 80s metal hair going on. It's going to be a good year for Kels. I think like last year.
Steve, lock it in, the third degenerate lock. Kelsey goes for 1,000 yards this year.
Oh, yeah. That's a given. Like, Kelsey slowed down a little bit last year, and I get it.
He was in love.
Look, I'll tell you what. Travis Kelce, we talked about this a lot, and a lot of people were like, no, that's not a thing. Travis Kelce was not focused last year like he normally is. He just wasn't. He was not, and it showed. I think
he
this
looked
year,
old at camp, too.
But this year, he relocks in. I think Travis Kelce has a 1,000-yard year. I think I just think that's it. He's not going to go away. He's Travis freaking Kelce. He's not going out like that. That Super Bowl performance, that lit a fire under his ass. It had to.
Steve, Kelsey will again sing Beastie Boys. Yes. He will again dominate. Yes. And you think Kelsey's kind of got that, like you either love Kelsey or you hate him. Like if you're not a fan of Kelsey, he could be one of those people just kind of
get cringy, right? He's pretty cringy,
dude. Right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Do you think he's going to go out and not be cringy? Like he's definitely going to cringe everybody out if you don't like him. He's going to make it a goal to give you, what's it called? The ick? He's going to ick everybody.
Well, apparently he's giving Flapjack some wood. Got to watch out for Flapjack when Travis Kelce's around.
I didn't know you were going with that. I thought you were trying to rhyme with ick.
Whatever.
Give him a big stick.
KT said he's down 25 pounds. I sold him short. He's down 25.
Isn't he down to like what, 250-ish or something? 240-ish? He's down to his like high school playing weight.
Hey, now that the fat shot is affordable, Kelsey's been on Ozempic this offseason.
I don't think he's on Ozempic, right? I don't think Kelsey has to do that. I think he's probably got enough money where he just hires a cook.
That's obviously a joke, brother.
No, I did hear that Andy's going to take it.
No,
Andy's like,
I don't want to see a skinny Andy Reid.
A skinny Andy Reid would creep me out, and I think he loses all of his power.
Good looking Andy Reid and like looking good, like healthy. I'm all for that. There's no world where a skinny Andy Reid is. No, just no.
If he brings out Stickly, I'm not down with it.
No, we can't do that.
Look, if he wards off a cheeseburger, he's gonna cut the good juju. Speaking of Juju, he's going to have a year this year. Write it down. Juju's going for 6,000 receiving yards.
Shut up. Get out of here.
Juju starts 2 games.
Who do you think gets more targets this year? Juju Smith-Schuster or Jalen Royals?
That's a good one, but I think it'll be Royals. And I'm going to say that because Juju has not proven he can play in every game. He's got that injury bug a little bit. But Jalen Royals does have to get his footing a little bit.
Major Chip Hazard says, I bet a skinny Andy Reid would run the football.
Look, if that's true.
No.
If that's true, fat shot him once or twice. But stop it after that, okay?
No.
I don't think he does
Andy will never run the football.
Skinny Andy feels confident. And if you feel confident, you're going with just what you like. Passing it.
So you're saying that you think Royals will get more targets than Juju Smith-Schuster, right? And I could probably go with that. What's the chances? And
I think they're both under 40 targets on the whole year.
Okay, well, okay.
Probably 30.
You're maybe answering my question then.
Okay.
But what's the chances that Jalen Royals lights the world on fire as a rookie? And everybody's like, holy crap, this dude is like Rashee Rice, or he is like Jamar Chase, or whoever everybody's comparing him to. Like, this guy's a monster. Like, what's the chances that happens? And I know it's not high, but like, what do you give that out of 100%?
Yeah.
that he's going to be the next Jamar Chase, to what do you think it's going to be? Like,
I'll give it like a 20% chance because
that he could go crazy, huh?
Yeah, because I think that for that to happen, he's got to have a very productive camp. He's got to have a great preseason. He's probably going to have a little bit of luck with and it's not luck, but there's going to have to be somebody with some injuries, or somebody's just going to have some Sky Moore drop problems or something.
Right.
I don't know if he necessarily is going to come in and just take Juju off the field completely.
Well, I will say this. I will say that he is catching Andy Reid and the Chiefs on a good upward trend of using rookie receivers.
That's true.
Because Andy Reid never used rookie receivers very much at all. And I think it was to the detriment of guys like Sky Moore and Mecole Hardman and a couple of those other guys. But he kind of flipped the script with Rashee Rice. He did it again last year with Xavier Worthy. And whether it was both out of necessity because of injuries and stuff, whatever. But I think it kind of opened his eyes to, hey, I can use these guys earlier than I normally do, and they're producing. Do you think that could play into the favor of Jalen Royals, where, hey, he actually gets his shots,
I like Jalen Royals, and I like what he brings. But there's another guy in Kansas City that was just starting to get going a little bit that everybody loves, and Dave Tobe loved him. Nico Remigio was starting to get a little bit of run.
You think
and
he makes the
people
team?
wanted to see that.
You think Nico makes the 50?
I mean, I think he has to.
I don't even remember how many people's on a football team at this point. It's been so long since football's been going on.
Nico is going to be the guy this year that potentially knocks Sky Moore out of Kansas City.
Don't you do it, Chris Wright. Don't you start this again.
We can't do it. I can't talk about Justin Ross ever.
Robert Williams. Yes.
Oh, 100%.
We got a 2-bomb from Ryan Pate. He says, who will be the top D and O player of the year? Is it going to be 15 or 95?
No, 15 or 95.
Oh.
Cannot pick them.
Oh, okay. Cool. Well, that's easy. I'm going to go Rashee Rice. Easy. And I'm going to go, it's not easy at all, George Karlaftis.
I like that Karlaftis pick. But I won't go what you say. So here's what I say.
I see this is a very low key one. If I had a dark horse pick, it would be Isaiah Pacheco.
Give me your dark horse. Pacheco back?
Pacheco on the contract year. Andy Reid actually decides to run the football a little bit more. Maybe Pacheco could go off.
I'm going to go outside the box a little bit. It's not too far outside the box. I'm going to say wide receiver, and I think Worthy putting some film out could get him a little tighter, though. They could maybe game plan for him a little bit. I think if he stays healthy, Hollywood comes along, and you may get to see the true Hollywood Brown, and he plays himself out of a contract next year, which is fine with me. So Hollywood, I think, could be a good pick here if he stays healthy. I think you finally get to see what he can do and keep this offense rolling. And then defensively, I want to say, man, you said George, and that's a great one. I don't want to take a rookie because I can't be super convinced that they'll play. I think you get a bounce back year a little bit from Brian Cook this year. I think he'll look a little better than he did last year. But
what about
I'm
Nick
not going to
Bolton?
say Brian
Nick Bolton
Cook.
with a fresh contract. Does he get out there and show out?
I was going to say Nick Bolton, but I'm not going to say Nick Bolton. I actually think Charles Omenihu is going to have a good year this year. He knows if he does not this year, he can never get that big contract he thinks he deserves.
You might not be wrong there, but I wouldn't hold my breath. Chris Wright says, I'll drop 5 for the Ross, LOL. But he says George and Hollywood. I like it.
Yeah,
and
I like the George pick too.
A man of his freaking word, man. He dropped 5 gifted memberships. Let's go, baby.
Go. Appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you, my man. If y'all got those, thank him in the chat.
That's 5 for Hollywood.
There's some legendaries in the chat for Chris Wright. Why not? He's a freaking legend. Yuck FoodTube says he thinks Leo Chanel will
That's
play
a good
hard.
pick too.
I like Leo, man. Leo's
I was struggling to say linebacker there, and I was thinking Leo. You mentioned Nick Bolton, but Nick Bolton's just going to be solid, right? Like, I don't think he's going to disappear like some guys do when they get paid a little bit. You know what the big one is? We've got to get our boy signed. We've got to get Trey Smith signed, and we've got to get that taken care of at this point. Like, it's kind of funneling a little too far for my likings here.
Right. Well, there's a couple of things that, we could still unwrap, and we will, but appreciate you guys, by the way. We're not going to be here much longer tonight, so do us a favor, hit the like button if you haven't and all that fun stuff. Let's get that up pretty high. And also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, don't do yourself a disservice like that. You're going to get the best Chiefs content right here at All Chiefed Up. The Chiefs are going to kick ass this year. We're all going to have fun together. So hit the subscribe button. That would be freaking awesome. But yeah, one thing I want to talk about before we get out of here today, Mike, is the left tackle position and how you think that's going to pan out. But first, we got another legend in the house. Our boy Peter Ortiz with a 20 bomb.
Appreciate you, Peter.
Says it's been a minute. It has been a minute, Peter. It's good to see you, my man. Getting back at it, getting back in the groove here. You know, Mike's finally got a livable house, sort of.
A couple rooms.
But appreciate the 20 bomb, my man. Okay, so how do you think this is going to play out? Because I think most of Chiefs Kingdom's under the assumption that Josh Simmons will not play his rookie season, that he's going to recover the entire rookie season, and that Jalen Moore is going to start at left tackle. So I think I would give the nod to Jalen Moore, but I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility for Josh Simmons to be healthy by camp. I mean, everyone's saying it. Andy Reid, Brett Veach, they've all said he's going to be ready to go by camp. So if he's ready to go by camp, he's ahead of schedule, and he is healthy, and they clear him to play, if he's as good as we think he can be, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that he beats Jalen Moore outright for that left tackle position. And we see him out there earlier than you think.
No, I agree. I think it's Jalen Moore's job to lose. I do firmly believe he's slated as the number one guy right now. But yeah, you're right. He could take it over. I don't think he's going to. I think if crunch time comes in and he has to play, they could play him. I also think there could be something there with maybe they don't want to rush him in like they did with Kingsley a little bit. And maybe if Kingsley struggles at left guard, maybe you see Simmons play a different position for a few games. Who knows? Especially if Jalen Moore's playing well, right? So who knows? I think they're going to go with their best five. And right now, you know it's going to be Creed, and you know it's going to be Trey when they get him re-signed. You know that is the two locks. And pretty much Taylor's getting that lock on that right side too.
Yeah,
I don't see them benching Taylor for anybody.
No.
So they've got to get left guard, left tackle secured. And I think just the best two guys, and if Josh Simmons were to be able to play left guard well, and what's his name's playing, tackle, maybe you see that as well. I'm not going to rule that out.
Well, Major Chip Hazard says, is Kingsley Suamataia really going to be the starting left guard this season? Potentially. He's been mentioned. He's in the mix. We know they have a lot of guys. And then to follow that up, he also said that left side might be a problem yet again this season. I think that's fair to say. It's fair to still be a little bit worried about the left side because it still is a bit of a question mark, right? Joe Tooney is now gone. We have two experiments at left tackle, right? And by experiments, I'm not trying to downplay any of them because Jalen Moore, he was a backup, right? But he did play. He did start for San Francisco for several weeks, and he did a good job in behind Trent Williams. So he's got a little bit of experience under his belt. And then you draft a guy like Josh Simmons, who, if he didn't have a knee injury in college, he's a top 15 pick easily for, at left tackle. So I'm more optimistic about it. And then as far as the left guard goes, I think it is going to be either Kingsley Suamataia or Wanye Morris. But you have to remember they still have guys like Hunter Norzad and some others that could kind of compete for that position. Mike Caliendo. Yeah, so there are several different guys that could be there, but that's the beauty of it. I think they're going to have to earn that spot in camp, and I think whoever gets that spot is going to have to play well enough to be good at left guard. And I actually saw another comment down here, and I'll get to that if I can find it real quick. But someone said that they're pretty convinced that Kingsley Suamataia is going to be a Pro Bowl left guard within the next couple of years. Yeah, it's Boyd here, Gage Boyd. Have a strong feeling that Kingsley is going to be a Pro Bowl left guard within 2 years.
Kingsley is much more of a guard than he is a tackle.
That is not outside the realm of possibility. People give a lot of shit to Kingsley because of what happened at the beginning of his rookie season. First of all, Kingsley was a project to begin with. He's just ridiculously athletic. He's strong. He can be a good player. But if he gets settled in at guard, that's going to be a whole different story. A whole different story. And I think you're right, Gage. That could be where he finds his spot, where he's in his wheelhouse. And he could be that. So I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility. I like that comment.
No, I don't find that crazy at all. I think that when we thought they were going to draft Kingsley at left tackle, that was an idea for us. And we thought, by the time it was over, we were like, look, he's not worth that first-round pick. You're going to get him in the second. We had him as our number 11th ranked tackle at the end of the season. and we got him in round 2, pick 63. But if you want to look at Kingsley, what he did, 6'5", 326, and he had an elite 40-yard dash of a 5.04. I'm talking this fat boy is running 5.04, baby. He's got a 1.74 10-yard split. He was super strong. He had elite arm length at 34 1/4, elite hand size at 10 5/8. His problem was that, Steve, he just did not have a lot of experience playing.
Yeah, he's inexperienced.
And playing at BYU, you didn't play the top talent. So there is a learning curve here. There is a learning curve.
Big time.
And I do believe left guard suits Kingsley, and especially a zone blocking scheme. You've seen how Kingsley could get out and zone block. I remember it plain as day when we were playing in the preseason last year. People were highlighting Kingsley get out and blocking for people, and that's what we wanted to see more of. I think Kingsley's got a good shot to be a good left guard. I think he could be more effective at left guard than he actually could left tackle. I think he could play right tackle pretty well as well.
Absolutely. Brace yourself. Brace your eardrums.
Tell me where in the world is
K. Wayne.
K. Wayne's in the house, baby. So we're going to have a round of where in the world is K. Wayne.
Oh, no.
So let's do that quickly because we still have a little bit of football to talk. But K. Wayne, there's no telling where he's at right now. I don't have a clue. Not even the slightest bit. And he just showed up, I think, unless he's just been quietly hanging out in the back lurking. But I'm going to go with... I'm feeling Ohio. He's been on the West Coast a lot lately. It seems like when we've played the game, not lately, but lately when we played the game. I'm going to go Ohio. I'm going to say he's in that, Dayton, Ohio.
Dayton. So you choose to go to the left side of the state. I think Dayton's on the left side. Columbus is on the right.
Here we go with the Price is Right BS.
No, look, I'm going to actually pick somewhere that's not going to be a Price is Right. I'm just going to go with Detroit. I'm going to put him in the Motor City.
All right. Okay, Wayne, let's know where you're at, brother. We'll see. I don't even remember what the score is anymore. I know we were tied, I think, so we might as well just start over. It is what it is.
Yeah, we're not too worried about it.
Kurapika says, are you a fan that Christmas Day games is now Chiefs tradition? It's 3 in a row. They are playing on Christmas. Absolutely. I love Christmas. It's my favorite holiday. It's my favorite day of the year. I love Christmas. I'm a Christmas guy. Okay, I'm a snow guy. I'm a Christmas guy, and I'm a Chiefs guy. So yeah, of course I'm horned about it. I want it to happen every year too. I'm right there with Clark and the rest of them.
I'm gonna play the opposite. I don't love it.
I don't care.
I don't love it just because
I don't care.
There's just look, I feel like the Chiefs deserve to not have to play on every major holiday. They have families as well, and it's just one of those things where I don't love it, but I'm not going to argue it either. I mean, it's fun that we get respected like that, but at the same time, it's like, don't you just kind of want
Where did you say?
Chill day?
Where did you say?
I said Detroit.
Who wins? He's in Anaheim. He's still in Cali. I should have picked West Coast. I should have known. Okay, Wayne, quit lying to us. You're not even a damn truck driver anymore. You retired to California. We all know what actually happened.
Detroit to Anaheim is 2,200 miles, basically 2,300.
So far off.
So let's see what yours is. Detroit to Anaheim. What did you say?
Dayton. So we're pretty close together. We'll see what happens.
I was 22. Dayton is 21.77.
Woo-hoo-hoo! Let's go.
Is that right?
Sure, sounds right.
21.77.
I'll take the dub.
Dude, 21.77, 22.77. You beat me by 100 miles. How'd that even happen?
Let's go, baby.
I would have never thought Detroit was further away than Dayton, would you? It feels like it should be closer.
But they're kind of like...
Yeah, I guess you got to go down. Down 100 miles.
Dayton's not super far from Detroit, I don't think. So, I don't know.
No.
Jacob says, boys, I need something signed by you two before you guys get too big. Well, we got you. We got plenty of time, sir. So we'll get you taken care of.
Steve, a lot of people asked if we were going to do the another schedule poster this year. Are you down with doing that?
I don't know. We'll come up with something fun, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm down with whatever, but I've been asked a few times because they didn't get one last year, and now it's just pointless.
Man, it would have been really great to have a commemorative three-peat year poster of the schedule, right?
But you could get a run at
way to run that one for us, Chiefs. Come on.
We'll have to do something. We'll do posters again. And also, not 100% sure where camp is or what days this year, but I've been thinking about getting, the Crew 3 coming in. So I've been.
Yeah, we got to figure some stuff out.
A lot of people were wanting us to do a different location. I kind of like the location we pick. They're good to us.
Right. Well, we've talked about doing something more, up north a little bit more.
You're not getting Kelsey in them's restaurant. I'm just almost positive they're not going to let you just take a subsection.
They're not going to want us to be in there.
Yeah, they want that.
They know
because
better.
Kelsey's going to have to throw me a steak on the house.
They know.
And I don't know if he wants to do it.
We might hit up old Melissa and Bucky and do something up that way.
We may do two events.
Yeah, so
this coming year, actually. So
we'll see how it goes. Got a lot of stuff to plan and do all that, but we'll keep you in the loop. Got a 5-bomb from our boy Chris Friday. Says the facility ran a Who's America's Team Now segment. It was KC or Dallas when we throttled them at Dallas on Turkey Day. Did we take the mantle? He says yes. Mike, I say yes too. I wouldn't be surprised if it isn't already that.
I think we are that because
of Swifties.
It's a different reason. Look, you either I don't think Dallas gets America's team because people like them. I think it's because people hate them if you're not a Dallas fan. Like, everybody hates Dallas.
True.
The Chiefs are the new hated team. People hate the Chiefs way more than Dallas half the time now.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So I think because we are the most hated.
For sure.
We may have taken that one because America likes a good underdog story. But it runs out. They've got a very thin line on what an underdog story is. Once you win one season, you're now the front runner, and you must be crushed at all cost.
Right.
So
unless
the Chiefs
you're the
have already
Eagles,
ran
they're
there.
still going to hate the Chiefs. That just shows you how. It just shows you how much of an outlier the Eagles winning that Super Bowl last year, wasn't it? It's kind of like a glitch in the Matrix. Because we're going to go into this season and nothing's going to change. The Chiefs are still top dog. The Chiefs are still going to be the most hated team. Like it was a glitch. Like, they weren't supposed to win that game. Like, everything went wrong. Like, just something weird happened. So yeah. K. Wayne says he likes Zarda.
Zarda's great.
Underrated burnt ends at Zarda. Okay, they have some good food there, and people don't like to talk about them. They like to talk about Gates. They like to talk about Joe's. They like to talk about Jack Stack and whoever else. Q39 slaps. People underrate Zarda.
Baby, this was good barbecue in KC. You can just keep going down the board there.
Look, man, that pork sandwich over at LC's.
Dude, I was
Good
just going to
Lord,
say,
son.
when we go back, I'm going back to LC's and having that pork sandwich.
Damn, that thing's good.
What do they put in that? LC's, we don't even know what kind of meat
Sprinkle a
that
little
was.
crack cocaine in there or something.
I don't know
What
what
are
it
they
was,
doing?
but I can't wait to get back to LC's for that bad boy.
Yeah, but people underrate Zarda's, and they've treated us well. They've been very good to us.
Zarda's very nice to us. They didn't even charge us for the first year we were there. They just let us have it, and we ended up tipping
And
the
then,
crew
I think it was
everything.
last year we were there way after they closed. They were waiting to go home. The employees were waiting to go home, and they were still happy about it. They were nice. It was weird.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We take care of them. They take care of us. I love it.
See, K. Wayne knows. He knows about it. He said they let us loiter.
Yeah.
But, yeah,
We
they
do
got some good
loiter
food.
a lot.
Man, well, we appreciate you guys being with us tonight. It was nice to be back at full capacity. And it's going to be nice to see the Chiefs back at full capacity this season. So it's kind of symbolic. Okay? Peanut says, I will be working the gate in St. Joe.
Peanut, you're going to see us one day.
Peanut, we're going to be
And you
there.
better say hey. And you better give us the high five or a bump or both.
Absolutely.
Or, I don't know, but say
We
hey,
always
man.
have a handful of you guys coming out and saying hi to us or randomly seeing us and being like, hey.
A few people are like, hey, I
So-
see you guys didn't want to say nothing. We are very approachable.
Yeah, we're just a couple of
We may
dumb
seem like
asses, you know?
chooches online, but just come. I mean, you're very much accepted in our world.
Yeah, we love
Talk to you.
everybody.
We'll watch some football together. It's going to be
Do
completely
it.
fun.
Let's hang out. We don't care. Always a good time. But yeah, I appreciate you guys being here. It's very, very nice to get back in the swing of it. So be on the lookout. There's going to be a hell of a lot more live streams, a lot more content getting ready to roll your way. I'm going to try to keep making short content more regularly. We kind of slacked off that, but I like kind of getting back in the groove of that. So we'll have more short content.
I enjoyed
You know,
your 5 things to know about each draft pick.
I really liked doing that series of short content. It was fun. It was nice.
That kid from Penn State,
I like him.
he's
Kozai Azar.
nasty. Pops loves him. Pops thought we was going to draft him,
Yeah.
but we didn't.
Fun,
That kid,
fun fact about that. I recorded the entire audio for the short and realized his name was Izard and not Izard.
His name is Izard.
No, it's a Zard.
It's a
And
Zard, yeah.
I was saying it wrong because common sense tells you that that's not what that says. It looks like Wizard.
He's an old Izzard.
And I've watched his tape, but I never listened to it with the volume on. So when I'm watching like tape on these like rookies or the draft prospects, I don't ever keep the volume on. So I never heard the announcer say his name, and I just very ignorantly recorded the entire thing, and I was like, "Come on, bro!"
That's one thing you can't do is just kind of assume a pronunciation of a name.
No,
I mean, some of the easiest names, like I might pronounce
you'll
myself.
get canceled for that.
I may be.
Mike, you can't assume how their
Yeah.
name sounds, brother. They'll cancel you out.
You think it's Mike, but it's actually pronounced Mike.
It's like, what's his name on the Royals? His name's Mikel.
There you go.
Get it right.
I can't wait to watch a Royals game when we get back to KC.
Royals are kicking ass, brother. We gotta love it.
Yeah, well,
Isn't Bobby Witt Jr. the most fun baseball player to watch ever?
he's the man. Bobby Witt. He's 3-hit Witt. We had a.
Oh yeah, no, he's way better than Whit Merrifield.
That's what I'm saying. We used to have 2-hit Witt. We got 3-hit Witt now.
Yeah, dude. Bobby's the truth. Let's go. Do us a favor, hit the like button on the way out if you haven't already. Be on the lookout for all the content coming your way. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go freaking do it for the love of God. Let's
About
go.
to hit 45K.
Let's hit that 50K before the season gets rolling, baby. That's the new goal. We failed miserably at the Super Bowl one. And then the whole world decided they hated football and they hated us.
Yeah.
So, let's get back in the swing of it and share us with your friends and everything. If you know any Chiefs fans or family or whoever, let them know where to find some good Chiefs content. A couple of slap nuts talking about the Chiefs. And we appreciate you guys. Thanks for the donos. Thanks for the gifted memberships. Appreciate you guys a lot. And we'll be back pretty soon. So keep a lookout. Let's go, baby.
Wow.